Hello everyone, welcome to PyLenin. In today's video, we are going to discuss about a case study which is usually part of the booking.com interview process. Now, let's talk about when do you have to appear for this case study. Usually, after the first round of interview, which is discussing your resume, the booking.com company or any other company like booking.com, for example, Expedia or OYO or Amazon or companies like that, they usually ask you to do a programming interview or a case study interview. Sometimes they ask you to do both. Actually, I've seen companies like Amazon and Booking, they ask you to take both the programming interview and the case study. So today we are going to discuss the part where they ask you to take the case study and come up with answers for the questions they are asking. Now, this is a very typical sort of interview where instead of showing your programming skills, you have to show your analysis skills. You have to show how can you think, how can you manage expectations, and how can you come up with various answers for questions that you may not have expected. Now, whether you are applying for data engineering position or data analyst position or software developer position, you can always expect something like this as a case study interview. So, focus on this and let's get started. Let's go through the problem description and find out what the case study is. Booking.com is looking to analyze mobile rates with its competitors like Expedia. So you now might ask, what is a mobile rate? Basically, the millennial people who are born after 1990s, they are using mobiles to make orders on the internet. So basically, instead of using desktop, they have moved to the mobile. So hotels and hostels provide an additional discount to customers through their mobile application or mobile browsers. Why? Because a lot of people are going mobile. Even these days, businesses are going mobile first. So, in order to attract such kind of customers, companies are giving a good discount on mobile web browsers or mobile applications. And this is called a mobile rate. And booking.com is basically looking to analyze its own mobile rates compared to Expedia to see where they can improve and where they are giving more discount than Expedia and where they are giving less discount than Expedia. Now, you are a new data engineer in the team and you have been asked to look into this matter. So, this is the first problem. What questions do you need to answer to throw light into this matter? What kind of data would you look into? How much time do you need to inform Booking about your findings? As you can see, these are not programming questions. These are basic analytics questions that you need to think about and give a satisfying answer to the recruiter so that they know that you have good analysis skills. Because programming itself is not enough for a job these days. You need to be good at aptitude, you need to be good at mental ability, and you need to think out of the box. So let's go through these questions one by one and see how we can answer them. Now, what questions do you need to answer to throw light into this matter? So basically you are the new data engineer and now you need to answer this question. So what questions do you think are important in order to provide booking.com about information in this regard? So how can you answer this? Now these are some example answers. So basically you don't have to think like this, but this is the way you have to think during this case study interviews. So the first question you need to answer is, does a mobile rate really exist? I mean, if the mobile rate for Expedia does not exist, you cannot give any analysis, right? So the first question you need to answer, does a mobile rate really exist? Second question is, should you be focusing on mobile web browser or mobile application? Why I have this question? Basically these days with mobile responsiveness, you don't have to build a mobile web browser and a desktop web browser separately. You build the browser in such a way that a person can see both the browser on the desktop and mobile in the best experience possible. So using responsiveness, you can have one website but with really good user experience both on desktop and browser. However, mobile applications, for example, you want to build an application with Android or iOS, you need additional money for that. You need to pay developers to build applications. So this part is an additional money for the company. So should you be focusing on mobile web browsers, or should you be also focusing on mobile application? It is an important question for the company to manage its finance. Next question, does your analysis needs to be seasonal? This is where your knowledge about the company comes in. So companies like booking.com, Expedia, they have a seasonal discount on all their hotels and hostels. For example, during Christmas, they might increase the rate of the hostel and also provide discounts on certain rooms. If it is Easter, they will give some discounts on certain rooms. There are different kinds of discounts during different seasons. So does your analysis need to be seasonal? Should you take various seasons into account, like summer season, winter season, Christmas season, some celebration season, something like that? Which country should you be looking at? Now, this is also an important question according to me, because people who are using mobile a lot, it means that they have good access to internet through their phones. In a poor country, you won't be expecting such a thing, because internet, mobile, these things are luxury, So poor countries may not be actually taking the advantage of mobile rates as good as developed countries like United States of America, Netherlands, Germany. So this is also an important question. Which country should you be looking at? If you compare a poor country to a rich country, your results are not going to be conclusive. Last thing is age important to consider. Basically what this question means is, are we looking at younger generation, or are we also looking at older generation? Do we need to compare age as well? Like in some countries, certain age above 40 may be using mobile rates more than certain age below 40, right? So these are certain questions that you can think of to answer the first question. Basically, let your imagination flow. Don't shy out. Don't think any of your questions that you provide as a solution to this question is going to be stupid. Basically, they want to see how much you can think out of the box. Let's look at the next question. What kind of data would you look into? So basically, you have your questions ready. Now, what kind of data you want to look into so you can answer those questions? So, same booking reservations from both platforms. So basically, a hotel in Amsterdam, how much a consumer is paying for the same room, and how much a consumer is paying on Expedia for the same room. So basically that way you can see whether there is a mobile rate available or not, right? Additional booking reservations from either of the platform. There could be some cases where Expedia is providing discounts on certain hotels that booking.com is not providing, and booking.com is providing discounts on hotels that Expedia is not providing. In that case, you need to look at those additional booking reservations. Again, web browser versus mobile app reservation. So basically in a demographics, in a country, how much mobile app is being used and how much web browser is being used. If you see that a country like Netherlands has 80% or more mobile app usage, that means people are more focused on mobile app and they want to use mobile app. That means booking.com should spend some of their budget on hiring app developers. The next thing is general pricing difference. Does booking.com price their hotels higher than Expedia? Does Expedia price their hotels higher than Booking? How does the general pricing work? So basically these are the kinds of data you would like to look into. Again, these are just example data. You can think of anything out of the box. You know what? Do one thing. Put down in the comments what you think you would add to my answer. I would also like to learn from you. Let's look at question number 3. How much time do you need to inform Booking about your findings? Now this is not about your aptitude or your ability to think out of the box. This is about managing expectations. If your manager is asking answers to these questions, how much time are you going to take, or how much time are you going to tell your manager that you need to find the answers? So make sure that you never overestimate or underestimate the timing. Be honest. 1. Set clear deliverables. Ask for regular meetings and discussion. and then provide a realistic time period, not a deadline. Don't say I need 3 weeks. Say I will take between 2 to 4 weeks. That way you have a time period and the person knows that you are supposed to deliver the projects in this 2 to 4 weeks, and that way your manager can help you. So this is my way of looking at these questions. What do you think? Put down your comments in the comment section below. Now, that was the first problem. All right, let's go to the problem number 2. Booking.com trusts you with your analysis skills. Basically, they're ready to hire you as a data engineer. So they decided to let you take a shot at what you can come up with. You are given a data set with a lot of details about orders from both Booking.com and Expedia for the same room. The problem you are trying to solve: who is dominating the mobile market? Let's look at the data set. Okay. So let's say Booking.com is giving you this example data set. Okay. So basically here you can see booking timestamp, hotel ID, room type, number of days, device type, transaction cost, and platform. Let's take one row as an example. So on this date, a booking was made on this hotel ID. So basically every hotel has an ID. Room type is A. Basically you have known that while booking a room, you have different types of room, right? Like normal room, deluxe room, super deluxe room. So the room type is A. Number of days for which the reservation was made was 3. Device type was mobile. Transaction cost of the entire order was 350 euros or dollars or whatever. And this booking was made on Booking.com. So basically this order was placed on Booking.com. Similarly, we also have transactions for Expedia.com. So basically similar format: date, hotel ID, room type, number of booking days, web browser, Expedia. So basically you have been given this data set, and now you have to do your analysis to think, does mobile rate actually exist? How are you going to do that? The first part of determining the existence of mobile rate is determining the primary key. So basically consider the factors you take into account that will have the least external impact on mobile rate. What does it mean? So basically, if you take this data set and you want to see if Booking and Expedia are engaging in mobile rates, you want to see on which hotels where an order has been made using a mobile, if the price difference exists between Booking and Expedia or not, right? So basically you want to compare the price difference and you want to see if Booking is leading, or basically is Booking overcharging or undercharging on a similar order with Expedia for a mobile order. All right. So what is the primary key you would take into account? For example, you want to see that the booking timestamp is the same. Basically think about it. Let's say we all are booking for 31st December 2020. Okay. If I book from today, like 1.5 years ago, my price will be different than if someone is booking just 2 days before 31st December 2020. Okay. So that is a major difference. So that means we need to look at the exact booking timestamp. So basically both the orders on Booking and Expedia have to be on the same date. Second thing, we have to look at the same hotel. Not just the hotel, we have to look at the same room type as well. So same hotel, same room, same day of booking. So in this case, booking timestamp, hotel ID and room type is going to be the primary key for my analysis. So basically I'm going to take these 3 things into account. Maybe you think some other thing should also be taken into account. If yes, let me know in the comment section. Or basically how would you solve this problem? On which factors would you actually take the primary key and compare the Booking and Expedia orders? Let me know. Continuing on the topic, who is dominating the mobile rate business? Basically, we have to compare Booking rates and Expedia rates for mobile orders for the primary key, right? For this, you have to write a SQL. Not that you have the data and you can use it to show answers, but you have to design the SQL in front of them, so they see how you are designing your SQL query. Let's go ahead and write our SQL query, okay? So if it was up to me, I would write my SQL like this. I would say with Expedia orders as select star from, let's call this hotel data, where platform is equal to Expedia and device type is equal to mobile. Remember, we are only looking for mobile rates, so we don't have to take web browsers into account. Here you can see there are certain web also, so basically we don't have to take them into account. All we have to do is take mobile orders into account. So where device type equal to mobile and platform equal to Expedia. That is my first common table expression. Then I can say booking order as, now you need to know a little bit of SQL for this, but of course if you are applying for a data engineer, data analysis or a software developer position, I am assuming you know a little bit of SQL. Moreover, it's not that difficult to learn. So make sure you know a little bit of SQL so that this will be very easy for you. Let's write the Expedia booking orders. It's going to be the same thing, except with platform equal to Expedia, I'm going to write booking. So then I'm going to join these two common table expressions on the primary key. So basically say select star from Expedia orders. Let's copy this. Inner join booking orders, let's as E as B, and then now comes our primary key on E dot booking timestamp hotel ID room type, E dot booking timestamp equal to B dot, same thing here, just copy this, and E dot hotel ID equal to B dot hotel ID. So basically hotel ID should be the same and the room type should also be the same, right? Equal to B dot room type. So basically when we have this here, we can say we have a column called transaction cost, and here we can say B dot transaction cost minus E dot transaction cost as mobile rate, you know. So basically mobile rate, not create. So basically what it means is that if this term is positive, that means booking is charging higher compared to Expedia, right? So booking.com cost is higher, so Expedia is charging less on a mobile. If this cost is negative, that means booking is charging less than a mobile. So basically this is how you would figure out who is dominating the mobile rate business. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this case study interview video as asked by booking.com, Expedia, OYO, Amazon. Basically whoever has a e-commerce or a marketplace website, they would engage in this kind of case study interviews. If you like it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to PyLearning, and do put down your comments on what kind of other videos you want to see about the interview process for various companies. Also, if you want any career guidance, make sure to join one of these Facebook, Reddit or Telegram groups. The links you can find in the description below. So if you have any doubts about your upcoming interviews, internships, career questions, you can easily post them there, and me and my other friends can help you with it. So thank you guys. I will see you next time.